welcome to the CA Breakfast Show. It's another pleasant Tuesday morning. Thanking God for life. We thank God for good health. We thank God for a beautiful atmosphere. As some people witnessed rainfall this morning, and it only means that at least there will be calmness in those areas. As we are approaching the rainy seasons, don't forget that Lagos is already a place surrounded by water, and that is the reason why you should make sure your gutters are clean and free from any kind of particles that could cause blockage to the flow of water. And whatever drainages that is around you, please keep whatever kind of blockages away from such drainages. Make sure that you have a free flow pass for water, and you also take care of your vicinity due to dirt and germs. I welcome you once again to the CA Breakfast Show. I am Toke Bravo. We go on a short break. When we come back, we are going straight to get the lucky stories that made it to the front pages of the national dailies. Welcome back. It's still the CA Breakfast Show, and we're starting with the Guardian newspaper this morning. On the front page of the Guardian newspaper, household groan over food prices as inflation device interventions. You find that on page 6. Leveraging automation for prompt justice delivery system. You find that on the front page of the Guardian newspaper. Southwest leaders fought Oyo invasion as police parade 21 suspects. Federal government targets $15.7 trillion artificial intelligence market. World suspends Ganduje over alleged graft. State chapter kicks. National grid suffers third collapse. Worsen 20 hours power target. You know, on this, we actually spoke about this yesterday, where some PHCN workers are actually saying that they are not sure that they will be able to supply 20 hours of power supply of electricity. And this is here to confirm it. The national grid suffered third collapse. Worsens 20 hours power target. Baker backs life jail for defiling neighbor's daughter. Support Tinubu or quit Matawale tells federal appointees from North. Court attributes Sylvester Oromoni's death to parents. Doctors' negligence. This is Sylvester's death. It's over 3 years that this has been going on. I think this happened in the year 2020, where a boy called Sylvester actually died in his school, a boarding school particularly. That case has been in court since then, and now the court has actually painted the parents as being at fault and the doctor's negligence too. BCDC orders soldiers to leave Bokos as death toll hits 30. Moving on to the next paper, we have the Nigerian Tribune. Inflation rate is 33.20% despite Naira rebound. UI professor to receive 900,000 pounds. British Academic Global Award. Fuel subsidy is back, El Rufai says. Nigerian Tribune, we are still on the front pages. APC controversy in Kano over Ganduje's suspension. World ESCO state chapter encounter moves as world leaders disowned suspension. That's on page 15. Nigeria gross oil reserve to 37.50 billion barrel. You find the story on the page 7 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Unilori professor produces biodiesel from eggshell. This is another discovery. You find that story on that page on the page 17 of the Nigerian Tribune. If you want to know the details of that story, please grab your Nigerian Tribune newspaper today to get more. Tinubu not serious with Chibok girls rescue. That's coming from Clark. Oromoni died of natural causes, Corona said. On Oyo secretariat invasions, police parade 21 suspects as army vows to prevent recurrence. Yoruba Nation agitations, cell busted. Makide's security advisor said that security beefed up at secretariat. Amotekun won over on only 257.7 trillion naira in Q1 in the year 2024. On Okwama, Army lacks powers to deny Oboweri journalist access. Federal government still subsidizing petrol in trillions of naira. That's coming from the ex-governor El Rufai. And on the banner headline, we have more pressures on pockets as food inflation rises to 40%. High electricity tariff to drive further rise. It's bad for business, and that's coming from the analyst Nasima. Small businesses to lose capital base. On Chibok girls, 1,680 more Nigerian school children abducted in 10 years. That's coming from UNICEF. That's their own analysis concerning kidnapping issues in Nigeria. On Oyo invasion, Yoruba Nation sponsors promise to end my hunger, female suspect said. We didn't regret our actions. Defiant suspect. Local security discovers hideout. Makinde Morse security agencies for peace in Oyo. He hails the security agencies for peace in Oyo. More to come on Vanguard newspaper. Invasion is treasonable, Oyo government. Nigeria gross oil reserves to 37.5 billion barrels. That's on page 19. Illegal traffic enforcement. Miscreants take over Lagos Road. Western nation urge restraints as Israel war cabinet meets second time in less than 24 hours. And that's all we have on the Vanguard newspaper. Moving on, we have the Punch newspaper. And on the Punch newspaper, police law amendment may take 2 years. That's concerning the state police. To adjust to state police, police law amendment may take 2 years. Naira nears 1,000 per dollar at parallel market. That means the Naira keeps appreciating. Dangote modular refineries to pay Naira for crude. Nigerians fell by $19 billion in 10 years. Edu. Vandalism worsens, grid collapses as gas shortage slashes power supply. On the radar, we have TCN discos blame gas shortage, vandalism for frequent collapse, firms beg customers. TCN plans fresh investment in power infrastructure as grid collapsed 6 times in 2024. Some paper reported 3 times, another 4, and this is saying 6. On Yoruba Nation, lecturer defense participation police parade.
ò ṣẹlẹ̀ rí. àǹfààní oríire fún gbogbo ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run àtàwọn oníwàásù lọ́lọ́kan òjọ̀kan tolúwa ń lò. jẹ́ kí gbogbo ayé wù ọ́ kí wọ́n gbọ́ ìwàásù rẹ lórí CAC television pẹ̀lú ẹgbẹ̀rún 10,000 náírà 10,500 náírà péré. ó yà wọ́n náà lẹ́nu 10,500 náírà péré ni o. jẹ́ kí gbogbo ènìyàn gbóhùn rẹ kí wọ́n mọ̀ pé olúwa ń lò ọ́ ní CAC television. kẹ́tẹ́kẹ́tẹ́ ni wọ́n ń wò wá káàkiri àgbáyé. torí rẹ̀ la ṣe ṣílẹ̀kùn àǹfààní yìí o. sanwó díẹ̀ kò gbóhùn sáfẹ́fẹ́. gbogbo ẹ̀yin kan Ọlọ́run àti ìríjú Ọlọ́run ẹ máa bọ̀ ní CAC television pẹ̀lú 10,500 náírà. kẹ́ ẹ gbóhùn sáfẹ́fẹ́ kò sírò èyí níbikíbi. CAC television gbogbo ẹ̀ka ayélujára la wà. kàn sí wa lórí ẹ̀ka ayélujára www.cactelevision.com tàbí kó o pe àwọn ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wọ̀nyí 07038854382 08037194307 tàbí 08101974099. CAC television títún iná àwọn àpọ́stélì ìgbàanìdá.
actually something outside what we've been doing in the past. And I want us to strike a balance between the church and the politics at hand. And if I may have, I want you to tell us what is the place or the position of the church in the politics of Nigeria.
While we're growing up, we used to be told that politics is dirty. And as we grew older, we found that statement very distasteful, in the sense that if you say politics is dirty, then who makes it neat, or who tidies it up? For me, I think the time has come for the Christian community to be actively involved in the politics of this country.
In the likes of China, developing countries. When I look at the developed countries, when I look at them, how come these people are, making waves, and the praying nation like Nigeria is behind? Is it that the church is not participating in politics?
Welcome back. It's still the CA Channel's breakfast show. The APC crisis that have been running in some few days right now concerning their national chairman, the Ganduje, the ex-governor of Kano State. The Ganduje ward executives of the All Progressive Congress in Kano State have denied the report. The reported suspension of APC National Chairman Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, the ward executive, made the denial while briefing journalists at the APC State Secretariat on Monday in Kano. According to the ward chairman, Malam Ahmad Ganduje, those purported to have announced the suspension were not members of the party. You can imagine that they allege that the people who talked about the suspension, the people who issued the suspension, are actually not APC members. It said they were solemnly behind the APC national chairman and have confidence in his style of leadership. The ward chairman added that they have passed a vote of confidence on Ganduje and urged all party members in the world and across the state to remain calm and law-abiding. In his remarks, the APC chairman Danwaki Tofa local government area Alhaji Inusa Dawanu said the party will take legal action against those, the impersonators, who announced Ganduje's suspension. The news agency of Nigeria NAN reports that Malam Aladu Gwanjo, who claimed to be the legal advisor of APC in Ganduje ward, had earlier announced the purported suspension of party's national chairman. Gwanjo, who cited alleged corruption and other vices as reasons for the suspension, said that the decision was taken by 9 executive members of party in Ganduje's ward. I think this is a case of, if you are undergoing a probe, an investigation related to fraud, you should just step down, and that is where that suspension is coming from. But the ward members now are saying that they are not aware of the suspension, that those who issued the suspensions are not actually the APC members. If they are not APC members, you see, one thing about politics is that nothing is assured. You just get to hear different stories on a daily, different stories on a daily, different story on a daily. How can someone who is not in the party, who does not even know anything about APC, issue a suspension letter to the national chairman of a party? Don't you think something is fishy? He was not even scared. And another report is saying that the legal advisor of the ward of Ganduje in Kano was the one who issued the suspension with the backing of 9 other members. Who are these 9 other members? This current crisis in APC, are we sure it's not going to affect the administration of the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu? As whatever happens, Labour Party had their crisis recently, and they are trying to come back to their faith. Whatever it is, parties will always be parties. We have another story here, but before we go to that story, we'll go on another quick short break. When we return, we'll go straight to the stories.
Program we're about starting, it's actually something outside what we've been doing in the past. And I want us to strike a balance between the church and the politics at hand. If I may have, I want you to tell us what is the place or the position of the church in the politics of Nigeria.
When we're growing up, we used to be told that politics is destiny. And as we grew older, we found that statement very distasteful. In the sense that if we say politics is destiny, then who makes it neat? Who tidies it up? For me, I think the time has come for the Christian community to be actively involved in the politics of this country.
The likes of China,
Welcome back, and it's still the CA Channel's Breakfast Show. And still on the party crisis, PDP also actually are going through their own crisis as Northern Group rejects Atiku, endorses Wike as party leader. Don't forget that the man, Atiku, the presidential aspirant of PDP in the last election, and Wike actually have been in loggerheads since that time, and they have issues concerning leadership here and there. In the meeting of the National Executive Council of the party, Arewa PDP Transparency Group said the recent media war over who becomes the national leader of the major opposition party to champion the affairs of the PDP in Thursday's NEC meeting was unnecessary, since Wike has the capacity to turn the fortunes of the party around for good. A statement by Honorable Aruna Bature, National Chairman of Arewa PDP Transparency Group, on Monday said leadership means care, concern and responsibility. It is not self-serving, not periodic and